Hi, this is Alex from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another book on record episode to do. Today's book is Sectaurs, Attack of the Venipedes from 1985. So let's get started.
Children of Earth, I am Mantor, one of a new race, a sector from the planet Symbion. Welcome to your sector's read-along book. As you read my story, you will understand how important my message is. You are my witness children. To you, I swear the truth. This story will show you the meaning of friendship and the responsibility of friends. Every time you hear this sound, it means it's time to turn the page in your storybook. Now we are ready to begin the story, Attack of the Venipedes. Don't forget to turn the page every time you hear the sound. Our planet, Symbion, was once beautiful beyond words. Great cities rose up toward the sky, and shining towers gleamed in our twin suns. But that was long ago, before the scientific experiments of our ancestors, the ancients, went terribly wrong. After the great cataclysm caused by these experiments, Symbion was greatly changed. Our cities were covered by thick jungle vegetation, barren sand, or craggy mountains, and the surviving life on the planet was completely different from the ancients. Both good and evil, the surviving race of sectors coexist with all manner of strange creatures on Symbion. One of the deadliest of all life forms is the venipede, a dangerous but useful water creature that provides the venom or poison we use as ammunition for our weapons, ven guns and slazors. Come with me now, as together we relive a dangerous adventure in our planet's history. Mark the tale well and take heed. There is much to learn. Our planets are alike in many ways. What happened to us could happen to you. Listen well, children of Earth. Prince Dargon, heroic warrior of the Shining Realm, and his loyal insectoid steed Dragonflyer had traveled a long day's journey on their mission to get a supply of the precious venom they needed. Reaching the edge of the deadly swamp and looking about at the grim landscape, Dargon looked confident as he thought to himself,
"Everything's right on schedule so far. Night is falling. It will be dark soon. Mantor's lessons are starting to pay off. All those classes on venipede biology should come in handy."
At certain seasons of the Symbion year, venipedes travel to the warm waters of the deadly swamp to mate with each other and produce venipede babies. Of all of the beasts on Symbion, none are as fierce as the venipedes when they are looking for mates. As Dargon walked through the tall grass along the edge of the swamp, one venipede after another rose up from the water, sharp white fangs flashing like daggers in the setting sun. Seeing the oncoming attack, Dargon cried,
"By the ancients, it's a herd of venipedes!"
The attacking beasts caught Dargon off guard for the moment, and they were prepared to take advantage of the situation. One of the slimy monsters threw itself to the water's edge, separating Dargon from Dragonflyer. The others followed, surrounding Dargon. The young prince reached for his venom, only to have the weapon knocked from his hand by the smashing whip of a giant venipede's tail. The force of the blow sent Dargon flying over 40 feet through the air. He landed with a crash on a small island in the middle of the swamp. The venipedes turned toward the island and eyed Dargon hungrily. Back on the shore of the swamp, Dragonflyer was ready to attack the venipedes when he received a telebond message from Dargon.
"Fly, Dragonfly! Go now! Go fast! We need help! Bring help!"
Because they were telebonded together, Dragonflyer responded at once. Without questioning, Dragonflyer obeyed his master's command. he flapped his strong, iridescent wings and soared skyward with a roar. Back in the Shining Realm, Dargon's fiercest friend and warrior Pinsaw sat atop his hot-tempered land steed, Battle Beetle, as they traveled to the warrior's training grounds. Pinsaw trained faithfully, and it showed. Whatever Pinsaw lacked in humor and fine manners, he more than made up for in physical strength. With his strong, massive claws, Pinsaw was a master fighter. He preferred to battle with his battle axe. From the first second that Pinsaw saw Dragonflyer soaring overhead alone, Pinsaw knew something was wrong. For as long as he had known the prince and his steed, he could not remember ever having seen them separated by more than a few yards or a few moments. Without a second thought, Pinsaw changed course.
Follow Dragonflyer's threat!
Pinsaw telebonded to Battle Beetle, and they were off. Dragonflyer tipped his wings from side to side and flew east. Telebonded together and thinking as one, Pinsaw and Battle Beetle quickly thundered off across the blue-green hills, following Dragonflyer's lead overhead. As he sped along, Pinsaw wondered.
What could have happened to Dargon? He knows these swamps well. He must really be in danger. I only hope we're not too late.
Back in the swamp, Dargon was continuing to dodge the attacking venipedes. By now, the water surrounding the tiny island was alive with them. Even a fighter as skilled as Dargon couldn't hold them off forever. Almost a day had passed since Dragonflyer had flown off for help. Time was running out.
Dragonflyer must have reached help by now. I must try to contact my telebonded friend. Come, good steed. I need your help now.
Pinsaw held on to Battle Beetle with two strong claws as the mighty steed bounded across a deep rocky gorge, while thousands of feet below them, White Water River roared through the mountain ravine.
The way to the swamp is longer and more treacherous than I recalled.
Pinsaw grunted. They were less than a few minutes' ride from the deadly swamp. Battle Beetle could feel the soil go soft and damp under the weight of his 6 huge feet. Pinsaw telebonded his command to Battle Beetle.
Faster, Battle Beetle! We must go faster! Dargon needs us! I know it!
By now, the venipedes were completely out of control. They fought with each other to see which would reach Dargon first. They crashed face down into the sandy soil around the island, determined to crush Dargon in their deadly jaws. Both of Dargon's Ven guns, as well as his Slazor, had been lost in battle, and he had only his broadscore with which to defend himself. In his effort to hold back the attacking venipedes, Dargon had moved dangerously close to the water's edge. Turning suddenly, Dargon saw a frightening sight. One of the venipedes was wallowing along the muddy shoreline of the island, squirming directly toward him.
I've got to think fast. Even from this distance, I can smell its fishy breath. I have a hunch it thinks it has just found dinner. Not so fast, big guy. We sectaurs don't die that easily.
Dargon turned to fight, and found his feet were stuck in the mud. He could hardly move, and the huge monster was closing in for the kill, coming closer and closer until Dargon could see the inside of its hideous mouth.
I've always imagined a heroic death.
He thought.
But perhaps heroism comes in different ways.
Then, in a loud voice, Dargon shouted,
Devour me, you monster, but get ready for a bad stomachache. This broad skull, Scimitar, the sword of King Markor himself, will not digest in your stomach so easily.
Then, in one swift move, Dargon jammed his sword upright in the venipede's jaws, holding the monster's mouth open. The venipede roared in pain and fury as it reared back, raising Dargon high in the air. This quick thinking bought Dargon the time he needed. Dragonflyer arrived first, and he moved fast. A attacking the venipede herd from behind. Then Pinsaw and Battle Beetle arrived. Battle Beetle made his move, locking his pincers around the venipede's tail with such force, the monster let out a roar that shattered the evening air. As the venipede opened its mouth, Dargon pried his broad skull loose and looked down. It was over 50 feet to the ground below.
I guess I'll have to jump. Here goes nothing. Dragonfly, come!
Dargon leaped off to almost certain death just as Dragonfire swooped in underneath him. Dargon landed and grabbed his companion's furry neck. Then he held on for dear life.
Good work, old friend. Now to fight.
Pinsaw tossed a Ven gun to Dargon, and the two opened fire on the venipedes with the venom-tipped darts. Although the venipedes were not the smartest creatures on Symbion, they had enough common sense to know when to stop fighting. Without it, they couldn't have survived untold centuries on Symbion. Groaning with annoyance, they turned and slithered away, disappearing beneath the vile green water. As the victorious warriors looked across at the fleeing venipedes, Pinsaw turned to his prince.
I guess we showed them who's in control around here, didn't we, Dargon?
Ah, good Pinsaw. If it were not for you...
Say no more, Dargon. What are friends for? Not to serve.
And you are truly my friend, Pinsaw. You have proven it time and time again.
A short time later, all 4 sectors started back toward the Shining Realm. By now, the 2 Symbion suns were glowing fiery red and blue-orange low on the horizon. Pinsaw and Battle Beetle took the land route, but not so for Dargon and Dragonflyer. The sky was theirs. The cool evening air whipped about them as they flew in low to keep their friends company. Together, the 4 brave sectaurs headed toward home.
So this was Spectre Attack of the Venipedes from 1985. So please like, subscribe, share, and comment, and have a groovy day. And our next book will be Master of the Universe, The Sword, or The Secret of the Sword, The Sword of Shara,